George Pickens didn't just leave the field after the game, he left a statement that set the internet on fire. One post-game comment, a few words delivered with confidence, and suddenly Cowboys fans are split between outrage, disbelief, and heated debate. Was it trash talk, truth, or something deeper that struck a nerve in Dallas? Social media erupted instantly, clips are spreading fast, and the reaction says just as much about the Cowboys as it does about Pickens. One thing's clear, these words won't be forgotten anytime soon. Nobody expected this to happen after the final whistle. Cameras were still rolling, players were shaking hands, fans were already arguing online, and then George Pickens opened his mouth. What he said in those few seconds instantly lit up social media, divided NFL fans, and sent Cowboys Nation into a full meltdown. This wasn't just another post-game quote. This felt personal. And once you hear the full context, you'll understand why people are calling this one of the most controversial moments of the season. Here's what went down. The Cowboys had just wrapped up a tense, emotional game. Whether you loved the outcome or hated it, this was the kind of matchup that leaves everyone drained. George Pickens, known for his explosive play style and even more explosive personality, was asked a simple post-game question. Nothing crazy. Just a routine microphone-in-the-face moment that happens every single week in the NFL. But instead of giving the usual "we'll learn from it" or credit to the other team response, Pickens paused, smirked, and delivered a line that immediately made people's ears perk up. He didn't yell. He didn't curse. He didn't even raise his voice. That's what made it more dangerous. Calm, confident, and cutting. A statement that many Cowboys fans felt was a direct shot at the team, the defense, and even the culture. Within minutes, clips of the interview were everywhere. X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts all exploding at the same time. Some fans replayed it over and over like, did he really just say that? Others instantly fired back, calling it disrespectful, unnecessary, and straight up fuel for the fire. And the timing? That's what really pushed this into viral territory. The Cowboys are one of the most talked about teams in sports. Win or lose, they dominate the conversation. So when a player like George Pickens says something that can even be interpreted as shade, it's not staying quiet. Cowboys fans didn't just react, they mobilized. Screenshots, memes, reaction videos, long threads breaking down his tone, his body language, even the look on his face. Some fans accused him of clout chasing. Others said he was speaking facts and exposing uncomfortable truths. But here's where it gets shocking. The quote itself wasn't technically wrong. That's the part that hurt the most. Pickens pointed out something that Cowboys fans have been arguing about internally for years. Something analysts whisper about but rarely say out loud. When it came from an opposing player, though, that changed everything. It felt like betrayal, like the league laughing behind their backs. And suddenly this wasn't about one game anymore. It became about reputation. About respect. Former players even started chiming in. Some defended Pickens, saying football is emotional and honesty should be allowed. Others warned him that poking the Cowboys is never smart because the backlash lasts forever. And sure enough, the replies under his name were brutal. Cowboys fans brought stats. They brought history. They brought receipts. They reminded everyone of championships, legends, and moments that still echo through the league. This turned into Cowboys versus everybody all over again. What really poured gasoline on the fire was Pickens' reaction afterward. No apology. No clarification. No taken out of context post. Just silence and then a couple of likes on social media that fans interpreted as confirmation. That silence spoke louder than any follow-up interview could have. Cowboys fans took it as, yeah, I meant what I said. And once that narrative formed, there was no stopping it. Some fans went back and dug up old George Pickens clips. Past interviews. Past reactions on the sideline. Every moment where his body language looked questionable, every time he showed emotion, suddenly became evidence. People started building a narrative around him, talented, yes, but reckless with his words. And Cowboys fans used that narrative to push back hard, saying, This is who he's always been. Others pushed back on that too, arguing that Pickens is just brutally honest in a league full of cliches. Meanwhile, Cowboys players were noticeably quiet. No tweets. No quotes firing back. No locker room soundbites taking the bait. And that silence? That scared people more than trash talk ever could. Because when a team doesn't respond publicly, it usually means they're filing it away. Coaches love moments like this. Players remember moments like this. And if these teams ever cross paths again, you can bet this clip will be playing on loop in that locker room. TV shows couldn't stop talking about it. Panel after panel replayed the quote, slowing it down, zooming in, breaking down every word. Some analysts said Cowboys fans were overreacting. Others said the reaction proved Pickens hit the bullseye. That split only fueled the fire more. The louder people argued, the more viral it became. That's how the internet works now. Outrage equals attention, and attention equals momentum. Then came the memes. Cowboys fans are undefeated when it comes to memes, and they didn't disappoint. Edits, jokes, sarcastic captions, old highlights resurfacing, all aimed straight at George Pickens. But on the other side, Pickens supporters fired back with their own clips, pointing out moments where Dallas fell short in big situations. It turned into a highlight war. A narrative war. A full-blown digital showdown. What's wild is that this all came from a post-game moment that lasted less than a minute. No fight. No flag. No suspension. Just words. But sometimes words hit harder than hits on the field. They linger. They replay. They get screenshotted forever. And now, no matter what George Pickens does for the rest of the season, this moment follows him. Every Cowboys matchup will bring it back up. Every bad game will revive it. Every good game will reopen the debate. Now analysts are debating whether this moment will follow George Pickens for the rest of the season. Will it motivate the Cowboys if they meet again? Did Pickens just give them bulletin board material? Or did he expose something that Dallas still hasn't fixed? That's the uncomfortable question nobody wants to answer. Because viral moments like this don't happen unless they touch a nerve. And this one hit deep. One thing is clear, this wasn't just trash talk. This was a moment that reminded everyone how powerful words can be in the NFL. One sentence can shift narratives, ignite fanbases, and turn a regular season game into a long-term storyline. George Pickens didn't just speak, he sparked a firestorm. And Cowboys fans? They heard every word. If you want real Cowboys news, raw reactions, and everything the mainstream media won't break down like this, make sure you subscribe right now to Cowboys Hub. Cowboys Nation, this story is far from over and you don't want to miss what comes next.